Sorry.
Not unless she's a black screen. Oh, there she is.
I was ready to go.
There we go. We're now live on Double Funnel TV. Welcome to Friday.
We are.
Howdy, y'all.
Y'all might see me disappear to go get my drink.
What?
We can run the show without you, Jena.
Oh, y'all can talk without me. Y'all don't need me.
No, we can do it.
Not today, you don't. Today is Scott's day to shine.
Yeah, I'm just going to be the background, the quiet. Yo.
Yeah, right. Right. I meant that as a statement, not a question.
Scott, what do you have for us today?
We're going to talk about adding value as opposed to cutting price.
Wait, I thought we were talking about tools today.
Well, with tools. Yes.
Okay, so we are adding value.
Add value, maintain margins, make more money. Use tools.
Adding value.
That's robotic training.
With tools.
With tools. Adding value with tools.
What?
All right.
How do you add value?
Oh, gosh.
Adding value with tools. How do you do that? Is that your question?
Sure.
Very well, thank you.
Very well. Oh, come on, Scott. Give us some juice.
He's got some jokes. He's got
That's
some
right.
jokes.
Let's have fun on It's Fun Friday on Double Funnel TV.
If I can move everybody around. I put Scott in the wrong spot to make him big though.
Oh.
Oh, Scott is big.
Live doesn't like to let me. So
doesn't like
as
to change.
Warning, I think I'm going to try to go live next week using Restream and OBS.
Oh.
It should be interesting.
We're testing new tools.
I bought it too, by the way. So, yeah.
Well, I went through and let me see if I can pull it up.
Is it good?
I have not actually
We don't
the
know.
tool. I went through and I started setting it up. So I think you can go if I were doing a super simple where I'm just going from my own desktop, kind of like I do with Be Live, except with no sharing whatsoever, no screen, no bringing in people to the lobby, any of that kind of madness. I think it's probably super easy, right? As soon as you get into, of course, hard stuff, right? And that's where it's going to get, I think, as soon as I hit the OBS software, I think that's where it's going to get
I'm not so sure I like this.
Jena, do we have to buy that OBS software to go with Restream?
Literally, it is open broadcast software. It is available. But what I did do, I'm really super proud of myself for. So I learned that these little things, if they're all on, then you're going live on all of them. But I was able to add me 2 business pages, 2 groups. I have so many Facebook ones, man. I could fill up the whole thing. So just to give you a little thing, if you are buying them and you're watching this, each code gets you 2 at a time. So if I wanted to go from my personal page and my business page and a group, you need at least 2 codes. Mixer, which is video gaming through Microsoft. It's that one. Periscope is your Twitter. LinkedIn is not, you have to apply for beta status, so I did. YouTube, there's streaming and events. So I got that set up. And then I met some interesting ones.
How did you meet them?
So there's a free CA TV. I don't know. I think that one's Korean. OK is the Russian Facebook, as is VK, but VK goes into more Ukraine and Turkey and all those other areas as well. D Live. I forgot which one D Live was, but we will be truly taking it to an international audience.
Awesome. So now Jeremy is legit.
Now Jeremy is super, because South Africa was on there too. I skipped a couple of them that were like, what am I, like DJ specific? I felt like that would just be rude.
DJ specific.
Like music, DJ. Music.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like there was one that's specific for like DJs can set up a live and in their booth and listen to the music.
Oh, I got it.
I thought that was kind of cool so that they can learn from one another. And
it's a very cool idea.
The gamer ones I just kind of stuck. There was a couple of hardcore gaming sites. I was like, Some of the other ones I'm like, Mixer, I'm like, we're doing this. Twitch, we're doing it.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Very cool.
Adding value with
tools. So for whatever reason, many times people think that the only way to create activity, to create movement, is to reduce price. And
yes,
it is certainly a way of doing it. But when you play this really is a broader conversation, and we won't get into the whole conversation because it gets pretty broad. But the fact is there's two types of presentation. There is price and there is brand.
Price and brand.
Price and brand. And
now,
so
say that again. We said that's two different types of value?
Well, there's two different types of philosophies, of sales philosophies. One is a price. Well, no, there really are only two. One is price, and the other is brand.
Is this like a PC versus Apple?
No, two different.
No. It's really, it's philosophical. So price is exactly as it sounds. You're relying upon price to be your differentiator, right?
Okay.
And so in the grand scheme of things,
like Walmart, that's a price differentiator.
Exactly. So who has been the one organization that has worked to convince the marketplace that they are the lowest price player in town?
Oh, Walmart.
Walmart. Exactly. Dagmar already said it. You've already said it. So Walmart has worked very diligently to convince people that they are the low price leader, right?
Yep.
Well, here's the problem when you play in just price. As soon as somebody beats your price, you're no longer the low price leader.
That's a hard game to play too. Walmart is vicious.
Well, it's a hard game to play. And what you actually do is you spend millions, if not billions of dollars working to convince people that you are the low price leader. And if and when that gets delegitimized, now you're in trouble. That's a big word for saying as soon as somebody beats your price, you're no longer the low price leader. So as an example, if you notice, there are folks that pride themselves on $99.99, the price point threshold. Well, somebody else comes out and they are $89.99. They've now beat it by $1. Well, then goes to $97.99. They beat it by another $1, right? And so now it becomes a math equation. What I mean by that is my product has 5 stated benefits, and those 5 stated benefits are $99. Okay. Awesome. Well, there's 2 ways that people play the price game. The first one is to go to $89 for the 5 stated benefits. So they beat it by $1. So they've defeated the low price. Or the second thing they do is they match price, but add a benefit. So you have 5 things for $99. I give you 6 things for $99, which then causes the other players to go, well, I've got 7 things for $99, which then somebody goes, I've got 10 that, right? So now, so you're
round
playing
and round in circles.
That's exactly what happens. So the issue with being in the price arena is at any time
It's very
anybody,
competitive, right?
it's very competitive. It's where all the competition lies. It's what gets shopped the most. It's this goes back to, Jenna, if you remember when we did the performance pyramid, the suspects, prospects, customers, clients, advocates, partners.
Yeah.
This is where the bottom tends to play, those last 3, the suspects, prospects, and customers, because there's no loyalty. They're just looking for a price. So yes, this will definitely give away my age, but I remember on Sundays when our family used to go to church, and on the way back, my dad would fill up the car at one of the gas stations by church because it was 22 cents a gallon versus our neighborhood place was 23 cents a gallon.
You know, I never understood this about America, and I've lived here since '94. Like, why would you drive 10 extra miles for that 1 cent?
It makes no sense. Literally.
Because that's what my parents did. So somebody teaches that most of this is encoded before you're 7 years old. We should reach out to that person someday.
Yeah, we should.
Anyway, so but that really shows you. So again, the exact same thing happens at retail. The exact same thing happens online. Think about all the online gurus that say don't use $99, use $97. In other words, don't end in 9, end in 7.
Right. What's the $2 difference?
Well, it's called margin that you just lost is what it's called, right? Sure. And so again, this is the greater conversation, price versus brand. Well, what is brand? Brand by definition is value added to price. So it is, in order to have a brand strategy, you now tout your brand attributes.
Okay.
And the brand attributes are a variety of benefits, not features, a variety of benefits that the customer will derive. So as an example, in price. I was
about to ask that very thing. I was like, we need an example.
Well, I'll give that to you. So in price, we tout the number of features, right? My thing has got 7 features and it's $99. Well, their thing has 9 features for $99. So price is a feature thing. Price is, and features are what the provider puts into their product. A feature is a thing.
Yes.
Your headphones have a microphone to them. The microphone in itself is just a thing. But the reason for buying those headphones and paying more for them is that the microphone is noise canceling, allows you to have efficient communications and a higher quality audio.
Plus, you want to.
That's benefit.
Jena, right?
That's right. That's benefit. So the fact that there will be no background noise, that's a benefit to the listener. The fact that it's crystal clear is a benefit to the listener. The fact that you have better recordings is a benefit to you, the provider. Right? There are benefits on both sides because you've got this microphone. So brand presentation is all about value added attributes. And value added then becomes value added conceptual presentation. And a concept is a notion, a thought, a perception, a a conception. It's a belief, a view, a hypothesis. In other words, it's something that the customer actually desires. So there's not a single person on the planet that wants a microphone coming out of their headphones. What they want is the result that the consumer will get from the microphone coming out of the headphones.
That's a good point, Scott.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So again, when we talk about tools, or we talk about using tools to add value, it's about value added offerings. So I can always get a higher price for something as long as the total value of that offering returns at least more than $1 more value to me than I spend for it.
Okay.
So again, let's just stay on the headphones for a second. Did you have an option to choose a variety of different headphones?
Oh, so many.
Okay, exactly.
Unlimited.
So what was the reason you chose these?
I bought these because you suggested I get the red ones. I got the other ones because they were not $70 like the competitors. They were in the 25-ish range. They still looked cool, and they had great reviews.
So this was more than that other set?
This one was the exact same as the blue, but this one was red. I didn't have to have these.
But you chose to have them because they now made you feel and look cool.
They match my wall.
They match my wall.
Interesting value stretch, but yes, they matched your wall.
They matched my brand. See?
Well, that's the whole point. They matched your brand.
Very important, Scott. Walls and the headphones, they have to match.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
But I will say the other ones I did get in white for a very similar-ish reason, because if they were white, instead of like bright blue all over or black, I could rhinestone them any color I want after the fact.
Yes. Also a very important benefit point, right? So again, understand that the way to increase margin or maintain margin, and the way to increase sales price or maintain sales price, is to add value. So if I take my book and I say, this is a great book, and that's all I say about it, right?
Okay.
Somebody says, well, I'll be the judge of that. How much is it? And I'll say, my book is $29.95. Well, I can buy a book for $9.95. A book is a book.
A book is a book.
But it's not a book if there is additional value added to that book. So that's the point of how do you maintain price and increase value in your presentations so that you don't drop price and cut margin. I mean, as soon as you cut your price, you decrease your margin. So now your business becomes volume mandatory.
Okay. So if you add something though, is that not also decreasing your margin, or has the potential to decrease your margin?
If you sell something for $20 and you add a $2 cost to it and still sell it for $20, yes, you've increased your cost of goods. It was the original product plus whatever value you added, right?
Yes.
So that's why this particular session becomes very important, because what we've become the experts in is how to find things that have value to the customer that don't have significant cost of goods. In other words, they're not significant price adders.
Okay.
Okay. So let me give you an example. This book is $29.95. Without customers, you got nothing. Available on Amazon today. But so this book is $29.95. Wait a second. There are other business books that might be $20. There are other business books that are $24.95. Why is this one worth $29.95?
Because it's yours, Scott.
Well, I would love to believe that is the truth, but I can't count on that. But what I can count on is that this book details how we took one of my clients from 8 million to 100 million in 5.5 years.
Woohoo.
And not only does it detail the book, detail that fact, but it details the implementation steps that we took to grow that company from 8 million to 100 million in 5.5 years. So if you would like potential similar growth in your organization, it's worth an extra $9.95 book, $29.95 book versus a $20 book, because the value of the content is that much more valuable. Does that make sense?
It does.
It does.
Okay, so the point is but you have to present that value to people, because if you don't, like when I first said, this is my book, it's $29.95. The thought process of the buyer is book, pages, information.
Unless, Scott, you are Scott's groupie, then
Yeah.
you can buy it because it's yours.
That's right. So again, unfortunately, there aren't enough of those.
Three groupies.
But
You need more groupies.
but you understand, that's why we're going international. for God's sake.
Yes, yes.
But
Guys,
do you
I apologize.
do you understand the process here, right?
I do.
200
I apologize. I am actually speaking today and I have to run. So I'm going to keep watching you guys while I'm driving. And put
I would have preferred you focus on driving.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You
all
might
right.
want to listen.
I'll
Listen while you're driving.
Oops. I
So
didn't mean
again-
to take her off.
Anyway, so you understand the point is, if my book is 256 pages and there's another book that's 200, this is where the comparisons start to be created. Is that
Okay.
all making sense?
It does. I was trying to make you bigger the whole time and it just did not work out
Yeah, I
for
know. It's okay.
me.
So number one, that is a way. So part of adding value is you have to share how your offering is going to improve the quality of life of the person buying your offering. Nobody wants headphones. Nobody wants a book. Nobody needs a book. What they need is the results the information in the book delivers. You don't sell what it is, you sell what it does. Right? This book gives you a quick and easy path to greater success in your business. It's what the book delivers. It's not the book itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still trying to wrap this around my head as it relates to like tools.
Well, I'm getting there.
I believe you.
So but this is a foundational process, right?
Uh-huh.
So now what we have to do is we have to learn to tell a story around our offering. And one of the ways that we can do that is to create a dream or a vision inside the mind of our customer. And so one of the things I do with my book, From Stage as an example, is I tell the story that this has taken one client from 8 million to 100 million in 5.5 years. If you model what's in this book, you can accomplish similar growth. Will you get to 100 million? I'm not suggesting that. But can you achieve geometric growth that you can, right? 8 million to 100 million is geometric. And because of that, you're going to make more money. And because you're going to make more money, we know you're going to want to celebrate your success. And because you want to celebrate your success, I want to reward you with $100 in travel savings. This is the value. This is the tool. This is where the tool starts to come in. Okay. So when I bonus you something, this now is a tool. In this case, we're talking about a $100 hotel discount card, which is a true $100 to the recipient. Now, why would I add that to the book? I'm adding cost. Well, you can go to buytravelrewards.com and you can buy these $100 value for as little as $2. So in reality, yes, I add $2 of cost to my book, right?
Okay.
But instead of taking the price from $29.95 to $19.95 to encourage sales, costing $10 in margin, losing $10 in margin, I now add $2 in cost to maintain that extra margin. Does that make sense?
It does.
That's the addition. That's the addition of, that's an example of using a tool to add value to a particular product. Right?
Okay.
So my encouragement to people would be, what tools are congruent with your offering? What tools do your potential customers like? So I'll give you another example. We have some great friends that have created an amazing company that rivals a direct sales company, automating birthday cards, greeting cards, thank you cards, gifts, a variety of different things.
Okay.
Okay. And there are multiple companies out there that do that. But what our friends have done, which is a value add for that organization, is they have offered the ability to add gifts to that offering. So you could get coffee mugs, you could get water bottles, you could get a variety of different things. You can get brownies, you can get toffee, you can get all sorts of good things.
Okay.
Okay, well, wait a second. There's another company that offers part of that. So part of their differentiator is that they now offer even more gifts, a greater assortment. That becomes the value add. Similar pricing, similar process, but now their assortment of things to put with it are bigger. Okay, that kind of plays a little bit in the price strategy. Well, where does the real value differentiator come? Is any one of those items can now be personalized one-off. So now, as an example, I got my lovely wife a coffee mug with a picture of our 54-pound chocolate standard poodle on one side, Willie, and on the other side, it's personalized to my wife, and it says, Willie loves mommy.
Oh.
Right? That's her favorite coffee mug. Go figure. So the personalization of that product becomes the value added differentiator. Personalize it. Okay? Well, they've got, as an example, tape measures as one of the offerings that you can add, you could actually send one tape measure that says XYZ Construction, Jena Apgar. So now you can personalize it to both the business, which is a nice thing, but you can personalize it to the person you're gifting it to. It's the personalization that becomes that next piece. Okay?
Okay.
So Sean and I have been working with these guys. They're good friends and they've got great product and they do a great job in different things. So we said, well, why don't we help not only them, but why don't we help our clients and the people we work with? So we worked with them to be able to give or offer free accounts. So anybody can go to u+1memories.com and open a free account. So there's no cost.
Is like a one or the word?
The one. YOUPLUS, the number one, memories.
Wait, u+1 memories.com. I'll put that one up.
And you can open a free account. Now, in order to use the account or do anything, you're going to have to fund it. Well, you can fund it with as little as $25. That's going to play for the, well, that was interesting.
I know, right?
That's going to pay for the cards or the postage or some of the goodies or whatever, right? U+1 memories. Correct. Yes, it looks very much like that. So you can go to, what we're doing, and Sean and I have done a couple of videos on this and we'll continue to, is we'll offer up free accounts to people at u+1memories.com. You can go and actually set up a free account. Now, again, you're going to have to fund it with $25 to, and you can fund it with more than that. But the point is you can fund it with that. Oh, there's my buddy Damar, good dude. But yeah, so you u+1memories.com. Anyway, so this organization will send all this stuff out very cost effectively, personalized, all this other kind of stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. Look at the offerings, kind of cool, right? Is all of a sudden I can send out golf balls with your name on it to you if I wanted to.
On the packaging,
so why would I want to do that? I want to do that because
you make it personal, but it's more
like Damar is saying, you make it personal.
You make that personal.
Oh, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh.
It must be coming through your microphone.
You could hear that.
I can hear that. So anyway.
Oh, no, it's coming through the page because I was sharing the page. Good to know in the future.
Well, yeah. But so you can set up a free account. Go to u+1memories.com and set up a free account. Okay. So that's number one. Well, number two, Sean and I wanted to add additional value because the only way that you recognize how great the value of this offering is to use it. So let us add value to encourage that. And so in our videos, what we have suggested is in order to prove to yourself how great everything looks, send yourself a card, one card, and then send somebody you love a card. You've sent one to yourself so that you verify exactly how good this thing is. You've sent one to somebody you care about because it's always wonderful to do for somebody. By the way, it's Mother's Day. You can still get things turned around fast enough. It won't be there by Mother's Day, but you can just say happy belated Mother's Day on your card. But then send the third card to Sean and I at u+1 4020 North MacArthur Boulevard, Suite 122-183, Irving, Texas, 75038. And as soon as we receive your card, we're going to send you $100 travel savings passport. Gesundheit. Gesundheit. Saw that coming. So do you understand what we're doing?
Yes.
So we're offering value to our clients and customers so that they have the opportunity to look and see these things. We've got Prince coming over. We got another standard poodle coming to play for a few days. So we are offering value to our customers and people who see our video. Then to encourage usage, we're suggesting send 3 cards. 1 to you, 1 to somebody you love, 1 to us. And when you send 3 cards and the 1 comes to us, we will send you. We're adding value to you. This is the example of using a tool, right? Now, why would we want to do that? We want to do that because one of the things that we teach in training is you have to add value to your customers to nurture your relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you now have an automated system to be able to send out birthday cards, to be able to send out anniversary cards, to send out follow-up cards, the hey, I'm just thinking about you card, the holy cow, it's your birthday, I'm going to send you 3 golf balls because you're going to lose them when you play golf next time, right? With your name on them, so we can tell everybody they're yours.
Right.
The point is that's a nurturing your business strategy. That's using a tool to add value to your relationship. And so what we want to do is we want to support the folks that we train that you should do nice things for people. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You should send anniversary cards to your
Those
spouse.
little things that what was the great book? It was like putting money in the bank. You have to add value, and I can't remember what the book was. Or
yeah, you're making an emotional deposit. You're making a deposit into the emotional bank account, right?
Yep.
As opposed to continually taking withdrawals out of it. Well, here's an example of a system. We have Sean and I have personal friends that were involved in another organization at another time that kind of stopped. I mean, it does a lot of really great things, but these guys took that and made it even better. They added value to a second tool.
Okay.
Make sense? Well, so we want to help people know that there's another tool out there. Because these guys saw the limitations in the existing tool. Isn't this what all business is about? You find something that the public wants, the public needs, provides a great service, delivers something. Isn't that what double funnel? Isn't that how double funnel TV came about? You were watching some funnel hacking videos and some people using different softwares, right?
Yep.
Doing it differently. And yet you saw the value of what was being done. So as a business decision, it was a decision to make a second similar yet different offering called double funnel TV, which is what we're doing here. And what we do, a value added tool that we add to double funnel TV is Sales Training Fridays, where we take an entire day each week to in turn give sales tips and sales process that helps somebody grow.
And I think that was one of the things that was missing from the other one. And I mean, there was definitely some things that I could refine about our little show here. But we do it every day. So I feel like that makes it incredibly more difficult to put on such a production. But to just build a funnel is not enough.
Exactly. So again, think about it. the tools. So even in what we're doing, building funnels, there is funnel building software, correct? Yes. So the next part of that adder is then adding maybe active campaign to it. That's a tool. Active campaign is a tool to expand upon the funnel building experience and execution. Adding Book Me Like a Boss is a tool to add on to the funnel building experience and execution strategy. Understanding that Relay That and Relay That and what are some of the other ones that you use in this process? Those are all additional tools to expand upon, which now add value to warfare marketing and Jena being the expert in this digital marketing space. Does that all make sense?
It does.
So again, I think a lot of times people don't look at everything they offer, and they don't claim all the benefits that are being provided. In other words, they don't necessarily tie together everything they're offering and all these additional. Think of it as tools. You've got a toolkit, and on the toolkit you have all this capability, and your toolkit is different than somebody else's toolkit. So, with U+1, we're tending to use things like U+1 memories. We're using the travel savings gift cards and the travel savings passports. We're using those. We didn't get into the travel incentive business to be in the travel business. We got into the travel business to be in the incentive business, to maintain value, maintain price, and lift value. Because if I can offer you something that somebody else doesn't do. Now, again, let's just say that there's a whole package that you're going to offer, and it's, again, the book is $29.95. So $100 incentive is a comparable value. It's a nice adder. Well, let's just say that now we're talking about Jena's 90-day approach that is maybe 1,700 or 90-day workshop or 90-day moving workshop, right? Or all the videos and everything. And it's maybe $1,900 or $1,999 or $1,799, wherever you placed it. Well, could we create the exact same kind? Well, yeah. Now we use a $500 or $1,000 benefit so I can take the price of my workshop, my offering, my this, my that, except now I reward it. So as an example, Sean and I, when we do our 2-day workshop, which is for U+1, 2 people, is $497 for 2 people for 2 days. Well, one of the first things we do is we give them $500 in travel savings to, in essence, reward them for taking that action. Now we've got a 2-day or a 1-day coming up at U+1presents.com, where we're giving, because it's 1 day, it's less, the investment is less. Well, we're rewarding it appropriately with $100 travel gift card per person. That's the tool, right? So think of
tools are essentially the value added.
Exactly.
So I think today I promised to do a live over in the Fembot Army for Warfare Marketing about the art of the offer. And I feel like it pretty much exactly mirrors this. You call it tools, I call it an offer. All too often people try to sell a thing that can so easily be commoditized. Whereas if they packaged it up, essentially think bundling.
Right.
It's an offer.
Well, and that's exactly what it becomes. What people tend to do in the seminar business, in the business that I come out of, is they tend to stack or bundle the offer, right? So you get to come to the live event, and then you'll get recordings of the live event, tool, bonus, right? The reason I use the word tools is because I want people to think about it differently. Think about what a tool does. A tool makes the task at hand easier.
Yeah.
Right? Well, that's what you're working to do, is you're working to make the task at hand easier. So you're using the appropriate tool. Right? Well, if I can get you to dream bigger, dream about being on a beach because of your success, we're not that now your lesson is not a commodity anymore. And that's what we want to do. We want to add value. That's why it's value added conceptual presentation. Because when you're brand selling versus price selling, when you win the brand, and what that means is when you win the concept, you win the sale. As soon as I can jump higher, run faster, leap buildings in a single bound because of PF flyers, I don't ask how much PF flyers cost anymore. I just go buy them. Because you've won the concept with me that it's going to give me attributes that I want. So that's where adding value through tools all comes in. Is that making sense?
It does.
So again, but it tends many times you get this proliferation of the same tool, the proliferation of the same offer. So now, unfortunately, what tends to happen is your brand is no longer special. And because it's no longer special, it tends to fall into the price comparison category.
Yeah.
So you've got me too, me special, or me only. And what I want to do is I want to get to me only.
What was it? Me too,
me too special, me too.
Me
in other
special.
words, me too, me special. There's something special about me, or me only. I'm the only one who offers that. So as an example, in much of what we do in the seminar industry, we're the only ones that offer $500 or $1,000 to our enrollees for taking action. That makes us me only, right?
And special.
And special. Yes, it does make us special. Why are you laughing at this? You just can't get past that, can you? So again, what too many people do, and again, think about where this really can play a role. Okay, direct sales. Well, why would it play a role? Y'all get the exact same product. Y'all have the exact same price. You get everything about you is the exact same. Everything about your offering typically is the exact same, right?
Similar, yeah.
So what do you have to do? You have to differentiate. For somebody to buy XYZ from you versus buying XYZ from something else, you can't cut price, so you can't use that, right?
Okay.
So you have to find a differentiation tool. This is a differentiation tool. So again, sometimes people say, Scott, well, you're just trying to get me to use this. If you want to use this, use it. We make it available, yes, okay. But it's not because of that. It's not for us, it's for you. Because how do you differentiate yourself? if I'm going to buy this product, great product, by the way, but if I'm going to buy this product and this is what I get, or if I'm going to buy this product and this is what I get, which would you choose?
I want the one that has nothing.
And I'm going to like it. Yeah, you understand. That's the point, is you tend to go with the product that has additional benefit to you to make that purchase, especially if the price is the same. We want to be me only. How do you differentiate me, right? Think about this with Rayanne, okay? And this is why when we're talking about Rayanne and what she's doing with an alternative pain reduction or pain relief method, she at the very least has to be me special. She can't be me too. She at the very least has to be me special. But if she wants to be that international expert, she really needs to be me only. That it's so unique, that the process is so good. Well, the only place you can get that is from Rayanne. Right?
This is true.
Well, but again, it's similar to, so what's the easiest way to do that? I have found over time, it's tools, because you can be very nimble with tools. You can be there's a reason they call first movers advantage, because the person who moves first sets the new trend in the marketplace.
The tone.
It sets the tone, and then everybody has to respond to it. And what's interesting is most people don't set a new tone, is they follow the tone that's been established. And so the other benefit of first movers advantage is because you were first, you will always have additional market share than somebody else. Always is a pretty dramatic word, but
always and never.
Always and never. Don't ever use absolutes like always and never. But that was an absolute. So, so is this all making some sense on the whole concept of tools? Because again, it's like a tool kit, right? You can add and delete tools if they become commoditized.
No, and I mean, I think of, tools in such a hard line, like Kartra is a tool, Active Campaign is a tool. But I mean, you're right, like all the different pieces of the offer, because they are fulfilling a job, they are essentially tools as well. One could argue I'm a tool, no pun intended, because you're doing a job.
Well, and that I think is the piece that makes the most sense, right? Mm-hmm. Is being able to move in and out of what you're using, and I'm just how to get everything you possibly can out of it for as long as you can until it loses its effectiveness. So that's why early adopters many times have such great booms in their business, because all of a sudden they've added something that everybody else is in a wait and see mode on, that the buying public considers to be valuable. And so the person who's that early adopter all of a sudden has an advantage over everybody else. So those early adopters of double funnel TV have huge advantages over those who, are just coming on board now. But we still welcome you.
You've got hours to go watch. Hours.
Hours and hours and hours. So that's what I'm saying. You know, from a selling side, in my career, I have never sold the least expensive price dominated product. I
It's
have
never good
always.
for salespeople.
What's that?
If you're competing on price, it usually has a terrible commission.
Has a terrible commission. Your company treats you like, because if your product's a commodity, you're a commodity. You're called an order taker. You're not called a sales professional.
And at this point, an iPad can be an order taker.
Hence the reason a lot of those, you know, if it's all on, this is why people, you know, sit there and say, well, the only way that anybody's going to buy anything is on the internet. That's not true. Number one, there will always be people who want additional value, but it's those who provide e-commerce that take away the excuses and add value. It's why Amazon and eBay both have access to products. People go, well, why doesn't everybody just buy at Amazon? Because there are people who just buy at eBay. There are people that just buy on Shopify. There are people that just buy on, in other words, that portal is their portal. Well, don't they compare? Not everybody compares everything.
Well, and how people shop is different. So I remember as a mom, I was reading an article about how men and women or moms and dads shop for diapers. Moms will go to something like a Facebook group and ask, you know, a collection of 10,000 moms, what's your favorite diaper brand and why? What are your experiences? And decide on a decision that way. Guys will go into the store, see what kind of brand of diapers is the most expensive, assume it's the best, and buy that one.
Because they don't want to get yelled at. Exactly.
Oh, no, they want to be the best
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Provider.
That's what I meant. Yeah, you're right. So, but I mean, that's I think, you know, we live in a society where if everybody plays the price game, if everybody keeps on doing that, there's not going to be there's less and less value being provided because people are, you know, trying to do this price beat it into the dirt kind of thing. But the problem with that is that the supplier, it costs money to run business.
It does.
And so you've got to be intelligent about how you run that business. You can't just let it keep on getting beat into the dirt. So therefore, be proactive and add value. Adding value is using tools, being creative, looking outside the box, doing something different.
So I just realized it's 10:04. What would be the wrap-up question for creating value with tools?
Well, from me or to me?
From you to everyone. You had to wrap it up in like a 60-second sentence.
I would say ask yourself what complementary, potentially outside the box, meaning potentially outside the norm in your business, potentially outside the norm in your industry.
Okay.
What value could you add that would make your customers really smile, really feel good about, really, again, somewhat complimentary, but if you work to make it too complimentary, then it kind of gets molded into. It's so interesting. I had this phone call early this morning, and I know we're kind of out of time, but somebody, as opposed to asking them, this is just like asking people a simple question before you ask for the order. Hey, Jenna, I really appreciate the fact that it looks like we're working towards doing business together. But before we talk about that, how are things in your world? How are the kids doing? I saw you post something about your son's school event. That must have been really cool, right? Have a conversation outside of business to create the relationship and add the value to the relationship for the business. It's kind of the same kind of thing. What complementary benefit could you provide that would just really put a smile on your customer's face? And
No, I agree. I think that's that hits the nail right where it needs to be.
Doesn't that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. That is our goal here on Double Funnel TV.
Doubling sales, doubling everything, doubling leads. Yay.
Yay.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap that up for the end of Double Funnel TV. And we will start back on a different funnel starting next week. And possibly no more Be Live lower thirds. I'll see if I can't figure out. So if it's chaos next week, you know why.
Welcome to chaos. Always looking to get better.
All right. I'll see you
guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.